Welcome to another episode of Trim Chix Radio, where we trim the junk but keep the real. We are your hosts, Miss Melissa and Rose, and we will be live with you for the next hour. Join the conversation. Dial 646-200-4053 and press the number.
Melissa, this is Miss Rose.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We are really excited about this week's show. Rose, tell us what's going on.
So this week we have a reoccurring segment called Money Matters, and it's just discussing how to build up your business, how to circulate dollars in your community, just different topics. So every month we'll feature this segment. It's called Money Matters, and just giving a wealth of tips to grow your business, expand your business, start up your business, whatever it may be. Today's special episode, we do have Mandy Bowman from Black Wall Street, and she will be with us just telling us about her startup, her new app that's about to launch, about Black Wall Street, how you can get involved, how your business can be a part of that. So I'm really excited to launch this show. It was great researching, and I'm sure that there will be so many nuggets that people can walk away from this show.
Absolutely. Rose and I were on the phone last night for like an hour just talking about the stuff we found through YouTube and online and things we didn't know about that hopefully Mandy will be able to.
Rose, don't forget to give out the number and tell them how to reach you.
Yes, sir.
An isolated one-time event. Like it's happened in other cities, other areas. And then I want to talk about like the obstacles. Why wouldn't it be able to happen now in our modern day communities across the nation? Like why wouldn't DC be able to have that? Or is it feasible? What do we need to do as part of the community, as entrepreneurs, as patrons and customers to like grow and facilitate that movement? It's easy to say let's support Black businesses, but it's hard to find them. Like I know for myself that like people are excited when, oh, did you know this restaurant opened up down the street and they're Black owned, let's go, blah blah blah. And it's kind of easier to find certain things, but I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Rose, you said like there was a strip mall with a few different Black owned stores, a hair store, a barber, a gym, and they all closed.
They all closed. Yeah.
Even those type businesses, I was shocked because I haven't seen a Black-owned hair supply store, Black-owned small mom-and-pop grocery store, gym. There's got to be a reason, or maybe we're just not thinking that big, or I don't know. I don't know why there's certain industries you just don't see Black-owned.
Right. And if you want to join the conversation, just make sure that you call in 646-200-4053 and press 1 to join the conversation. You can also listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. It's the Trim Chix. So join us. We do want you to weigh in and give your thoughts of why businesses closed. Maybe they didn't have the available startup and sustainability funds to go, maybe their business plan, or maybe they didn't even have a business plan. I don't know. But we do know that this is occurring way too often with businesses, small businesses just sinking, in particular, Black owned small businesses.
Another thing that Trim Chix that we've decided to start doing, because we want to talk about all the issues of entrepreneurship and small businesses, but there's always a reoccurring money issue. So we've decided that monthly, once a week, we're going to hit a money matters issue where we're focusing on lending, the best way to get money. We're focusing on investors, when to have one, when not to. There's a big push right now where people are like, bootstrap, just raise the money yourself and
Yeah.
work with what you have and grow as you go.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to talk about all those different issues once a month, a weekly segment, because even in the course of a year, once a week, once a month weekly, we still won't cover all the money and financial aspects of business. And that's such a critical part. That's always what it comes down to. Those dollars got to make sense. So
Right.
we're going to make sure, and we've gotten a lot of questions regarding that, so this way we can make sure we hit them all, in especially certain areas.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So what about, how do you feel about startup funds, Melissa? Like how to getting startup funds, whether it be from borrowing from family or private investors or getting a small business loan. Well, how do you feel about that? Or what route do you prefer when it comes to launching a business?
Rose and I are both serial entrepreneurs. So we've gone into several different ventures, and I feel like I know I've tried. I've used family and friends. There are times where I've had an investor. There are times where I've had no investor, no partners, no anything, and each one varies depending on the business model that you have set up. I know the biggest thing is every dollar isn't a good dollar. So there were times where I could have walked into a bank and gotten a loan, but the way the loan was structured, the payout model, actually it wasn't a loan, it was a line of credit, it would not have been in my best interest. It made more sense to borrow from family or friends. There are times where you can't walk into a bank. You can't get that loan that way. You can't. The bank's going to say no either because of reasons, credit. You haven't been in business loans. Banks don't loan to startups usually. You have to, in that case, it's based fully on credit. Yeah. And then there's certain industries they won't even loan to. So I have clients that I work with, and they have excellent credit. They've been in business a remarkable amount of years. They have good cash flow. They have good books, but they want to do an expansion. They want to do X, Y, and Z. They still can't go to a bank because of their industry. Churches have the same problem or whatever. So that's when you have to either get creative with your fundraising or more go to those non-traditional ways. I'm always very skeptical of the non-traditional ways, just because a lot of those you have to read the fine print. Is it okay having a loan when the interest rate on that loan is like 20%? But if you know that your project, your venture is going to make that work, then okay, let's talk about it. I think the only way of getting money that I have not seen where it worked and made sense is a merchant cash advance. To me, that's the equivalent of a payday loan. And you know the cycle of getting a payday loan to live check to check, you never break out of that. Yeah. But a lot of restaurants and cash-heavy food and beverage, they have to do that. And I get it. You need to fix an oven right now. So let's go get a merchant advance loan. And then in the next 2 weeks, the money that you bring in, that'll allow you to pay it longer term and blah, blah, blah. Right. I haven't seen where it works in a situation where that same person just couldn't go to the company that was doing the repair and say, hey, give me a 30-day net or something like that. So I'm sure there are cases where it does work, but that's the only one that when someone comes to me and says, hey, I'm going to take a merchant advance loan, I'm like, no. Because if you're able to show your bank statement showing that you do have this steady cash flow, then go to your bank or even go to a non-traditional lender and show them those same figures, and it might work out better. But I'm not big on friends and family either, because those relationships can get sticky, and a lot of times, especially if they aren't into business. Yeah. So if you
and sometimes people don't understand the concept of your return might take longer than anticipated, or anything can go wrong, and you know how money can divide people. So,
right, and
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, or either, have that strong safe bet on yourself. I got in a debate with somebody recently who was like, I can't believe you put your own money into this business. Why did you do that? And to me, it was like, what kind of crazy question is that? How's it gonna happen? But they're a firm believer of bootstrapping, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
We're not putting money in. We make our money as we make it. So if I'm doing this with a bakery, as I sell one cupcake, then I take that profit, put it back in the business, then I can make 2 to sell, then I can make 4 to sell. It doesn't work like that with everything. Sometimes you need that big cash flow up front to even make that first unit or that first pivot. So I don't think there's what do you think? I don't think there's a hard way to go on how to get your startup fund.
Yeah, like you said, it all depends on the product or the service that you're providing. And it also depends on how fast you will make that return. If it's a quick return on their investment, then, I would probably do family and friends, but with the caveat that this may go wrong, and are you okay with giving me extra time to repay it? Or I'm also a believer of, just taking, which is not good. Everybody tells me it's not good. Like your liquid and putting it into your business, because if you believe in yourself, right? You believe in yourself, you believe in what you do, you believe in the service or the product that you're providing, then bet on yourself, right? But, a lot of people tell me, bankers, investment brokers, things like that, they tell me that you never want to not have liquid, which is true. And I have learned that along the way. But, it's still, like you said, it's a learning process. It's the product that you have, the service that you're providing, the return on your investment. You have to look at those things closely, and then I think go the route that you think will best be suited for you to carry out that dream that you have. If you want to join the conversation, join us. The number is 646-200-4053. Don't forget that later on in the show, we will be joined with Miss Mandy Bowman. She will be talking about Official Black Wall Street and the new app that they've launched, and just how to get involved with that platform.
Another reason we're so excited about having her is we've brought up the issues of patronizing Black business.
Right.
I think actually, to be specific, we talked about patronizing small businesses and the issue of, remember we talked about, we had a caller call us in about her favorite spot in Miami that would be closed, that would not be open, this and that, but we never really spoke on what do we think about patronizing Black businesses.
Right.
Rose, I'm going to let you hit on that first. What do you think?
I am you know how I feel about that. I am a big believer on patronizing Black businesses. These earrings that I have on accessorize me. Just different things. I try my best to patronize Black businesses. I've ordered Coral toothbrush from We Buy Black. My own business I have a storefront on WeBuyBlack.com. So I am a huge believer of patronizing not only Black businesses, but small businesses in general, because I am a small business owner. Sometimes I do get frustrated. But I do give them more than one shot. So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that.
Are the frustrations that you have, magnified because they're Black owned, or are you just the same frustrations that we express about small businesses? Do you think you get hit harder being a Black owned business?
No,
People
Right. I am a big believer. I do that across the board, whether I walk into a big corporation or a small business. Customer service. The customer service is so important to me. I promise you, I will not go back to a place if the customer service is crappy, because that's your first line of welcoming the customer. This person is coming to spend their dollars. They could go to any other place, but they're coming to spend their dollars at your place of business. So I think that the customer service should be on like 1,000, So like I said, small businesses, sometimes I'll take a deep breath and then I'll say, hey, can I speak to the manager, whatever. And I'll take an extra step to voice my concern about it rather than to just not go back. Whereas if I go to, I don't know, like a fast food, that's a bad example because I don't really do fast food, but just like Starbucks or something like that. Different Starbucks are franchised, and I go there, and if the customer service, like, I go into Starbucks expecting, hey, how are you? Da-da-da-da. If I don't get that, and I'm like, okay, let me try to do the order. No smile, no eye contact, no nothing. I won't go back. I'll find another Starbucks, or I'll go to a local mom and pop coffee shop and patronize them instead.
I think my thing with black businesses is that we're getting confused over black owned and black business, or when you walk into a place and it's just predominantly black that are working there, or it's in a black neighborhood. So, and then the quality and the service, well, not necessarily the service, but the quality and the product is not based on, it's okay, it's black owned. Like if you go to that grocery store and you go to the one on the other side of town because they always have the fresher fruit, the fresher produce, the fresher this and that, but the one in the black area of town doesn't, I think there's a whole separate part of supporting the black community when it comes to business, where if we continue to go to that one that's in the neighborhood because we don't have a black-owned store, so let's do the next best thing, have it in that neighborhood, that store has to see the retail dollars coming in and got to start providing better. But instead what we do is we go over there and be like, oh, the one up the street, Moncrief or Martin Luther King Avenue or whatever, doesn't have good produce, so let me go all the way over town where it's good, and then that neighborhood is going to continue having that. Make sense?
It makes complete sense, but that's asking a lot, especially from someone who is not passionate about the topic. How do you tell someone who couldn't care less about patronizing their community, local businesses, because their main important thing on their list is getting fresh fruit or getting fresh vegetables? They don't want to sift through the rotten ones. So how do we change that dynamic where people do care and people feel like, okay, this is in my local neighborhood, this is an extension of me, what can I do to help?
Right, and I think that's going to be what we're going to really delve into when we come back from our commercial break, because I think people don't understand what that is. Of course, we want a good product and we want a good service, but the only way we're going to do that is by controlling the dollars in our neighborhood. Right. And the dollars that are directly in the business owner's pockets and who's controlling that. And right. Then that kind of is a greater good. So right. Just like we'll talk to a manager and say, hey, I'm not happy with this service, but when we go into a neighborhood that is known for a poor service or product, instead we just don't go back there and we leave. We just got to iron sharpens iron. We got to force ours to do better.
Yeah.
So just automatically going to where better. So when we come back, we'll be hearing from Mandy Bowman after this commercial. And remember, if you want to join the conversation, it's numbers, press 1.
Are you stressed out and feeling blue? Well, treat yourself. Go to Sweeter Hue, located at 1540 North Capitol Street Northwest in Suite 201 in Washington, D.C. Look for the pink door. Sweeter Hue.
Alright, this is forever.
Planning a wedding can be so exciting yet so overwhelming. That's why the event experts at Bell Events International can help guide you along the way. Visit them for a free consultation. Eventswithbell.com. Eventswithbell.com. Your events should be stress-free. Let them help. Are you stressed out and feeling blue? Well, treat yourself. Go to Sweeter Hue, located at 1540 North Capitol Street Northwest in Suite 201 in Washington, D.C. Look for the pink door. Sweeter Hue.
Alright, baby, don't worry, I got plans for forever. This is forever.
Planning a wedding can be so exciting yet so overwhelming. That's why the event experts at Bell Events International can help guide you along the way. Visit them for a free consultation. Eventswithbell.com. Eventswithbell.com. Your events should be stress-free. Let them help.
You got it, baby, don't worry, I got plans for forever.
You can also join us on Facebook and YouTube Live and weigh in the comments section. I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
all right. Awesome. So, again, we have Mandy Bowman here. Mandy, are you there? Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We were really excited about having you. Why don't we jump in by first you telling us about yourself and about Official Black Wall Street? Yeah, so I am the founder of Official Black Wall Street. I created it, or at least the web-based platform for it, in July of 2015. And so it's basically a platform that helps people discover and review and rate Black-owned businesses. So we launched the web platform for it in 2015, and a little over a week ago, we launched an app for it, which helps people, make it even easier to discover Black-owned businesses, to review them, to find special offers, to see, what businesses are in your actual area. So that's what I've been working on. I just became a full-time entrepreneur a couple of months ago. So it's been a very, very long journey for me. Mm-hmm. What's been the biggest parts that you've known since you've become a full-time entrepreneur? Sorry, you said the biggest things that you've learned since you've become a full-time entrepreneur. That's a good one. I've learned that being an entrepreneur is, well, this is a cliche, but it's definitely not a walk in the park. I've learned that you have to be, at least when it comes to tech and when when it comes to working with developers, you have to be extremely specific about everything that you want, because the bill can go very high very quickly. I think my biggest lesson, though, is that being an entrepreneur required, at least for me, it required a lot of support and a lot of connecting with my spirituality, because it was a lot tougher than I could ever imagined. So I would say that was my biggest lesson.
Wow. In your TED Talk, you stated something profound. You said that you believe that each and every one of us should be an entrepreneur in some capacity. So backtracking to what you just said, do you still believe that? And how, for people who haven't heard the TED Talk, why do you feel this way? What brought you to this conclusion?
So I felt that way because I always believe that we should always have multiple streams of income, because you never know what can happen at your 9 to 5. You can get laid off, the business can close down, you never know what can happen, so you always need that extra stash for rainy days. However, while back then I did believe that everyone should be an entrepreneur in some way, I do feel a little bit differently, especially being a full-time entrepreneur myself now. I believe that everyone should have multiple streams of income, but I have learned that I can understand why entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And I've spoken to a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I really don't. I have no desire to be an entrepreneur. And I get it, but I do feel like we all need multiple streams of income, whether that means, every once in a while you cook for your friends, and you make a coin from that, or you invest in real estate or income property or whatever the case may be. I think that's just really important.
Yeah, Melissa and I were talking about that because we had a segment a couple of weeks back, and I said the same exact thing. I'm like, some people, I don't know if they have the desire or the will to be a small business owner or an entrepreneur, because it's tough, especially in the foundational parts, like the beginning, laying that foundation down. It's tough. And so a lot of people don't see the foundational aspect. They just see the finished product. So, you jump out, oh, I can do that. And you just don't understand, like, for this house to not fall, I had to go through so much, repouring concrete, pouring concrete, taking it out, starting it over again. So.
Yeah, I think people forget that. Like, whenever you see those success stories, they've probably been working and hustling for years before you see the success and all of the publicity.
How you doing, man?
Exactly, and I love that it's one of those, you can read all the books, you can take the classes, but there's some things you just don't learn until you're working in that environment, until you're a full-time entrepreneur. So I get it completely. We actually have a couple of comments that are coming in, and one I really want to ask you about, Mandy, because your platform with the app is, if you have a small business, you can be in the original Black Wall Street directory. Is there a criteria? Is there if you have these boxes checked, then you qualify to be on, or what do you need? Well, right now, anyone who has a Black-owned business can sign up for the app. We really wanted to support as many entrepreneurs as possible. The only major criteria is that you have to have some type of web presence. And I think that's something a lot of entrepreneurs forget about. So that's the biggest criteria. That is so interesting, because that's what the commenter said. They said some Black businesses do not have the two basics: a decent phone line and a voicemail and a simple web page. And when I think of what the basics that you need to start a business, I don't know if I would have said the web page even, but now that you think about it, everything is digital. And if you can't get a simple website, then have a Facebook page, have an Instagram page, and that's forgotten about. People want to see that you can have this this result. And I think a lot of people still put that web presence for certain types of industry. I had the best car wash ever this weekend by a patron in the neighborhood. This is his business. They detail cars. And he did an awesome job. I put it up on my Facebook, and I had a ton of people in my inbox. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I have never seen an Instagram or Facebook that's showing car detail services in this area, at least. And so that would make sense. But when you're getting into the business, you wouldn't think, oh, this detail shop needs to have a web presence, but you do. So I never thought about that until we were talking about what it takes to be on your directory. Rose, what do you think is the basics that needs to happen when you're starting up?
Definitely, you have to have support, whether it be from family, friends. I think that's the number one thing, based from my experience and just with the stresses that come with starting a business, especially if you don't have really a backup plan and you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to take the leap and just do it. The support, I think that supersedes everything. And like Mandy said too, you do have to be in tune with your spirituality, because that's definitely going to help keep you centered. Because there will be days that, well, in my own experience, like, man, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. This is too much. It's too much, So, and definitely, like you said, web presence, Facebook, Instagram, a website, because the first thing, and this go back to what we talked about earlier in the segment, just patronizing Black businesses. Sometimes, because we're moving into a digital phase, not even moving, we're already in it. And I get a little frustrated when I want to get information and I can't type in a web address, or I can't look you up on Facebook or Instagram, or I don't know, Groupon, whatever it is. Like, can I find you? Where's your digital imprint? So.
Exactly.
Even along those lines, I remember reading, looking in, I think it was Entrepreneur Inc. magazine, and they were saying that over close to 90% of consumers use the internet to find local businesses in the first place. So that's why it's just so important now to have some type of web presence where you can be discovered.
Right. I agree.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mandy. So, if you had to dumb it down, in the most simplistic way, explain to me the Black dollar value of it and why it's important that we start supporting the Black businesses and building the community that way. I know that's hard to dumb down because it's ethics things, but you can try for me.
I'll try my best. So we all know that we have a $1.2 trillion buying power. The craziest thing about that is that less than 2% goes to Black-owned businesses. So there's one stat. Also within our community, a dollar only circulates for 6 hours before it leaves and goes to another community, whether it be the Jewish community or Asian community. In the Asian community, their dollar circulates within their community for a whole month before it leaves. In the Jewish communities, it'll circulate for around 20 days before it leaves their community. In our community, it only circulates for 6 hours. So we have all of this money and all this buying power, but it's constantly rushing out of our neighborhood. It's not staying here. That coupled with the fact that, there are stats showing that Black business owners get shut out of bank loans or business loans at a higher rate than any other group, even when they're qualified. When you put all those things together, it just makes the whole Buying Black movement that much more powerful and that much more important, because we really need it. One, our money isn't staying in our neighborhoods, and two, our entrepreneurs really do need it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. And I wanna kind of jump to what you said at the very beginning, because I think that's where the disconnect comes from. We all know we have a buying power of $1.23 trillion. I think when we're talking to each other in our community, it doesn't hit to us. It doesn't make sense to us, because in my bank account I got like $2, this. I think people don't realize that you have a bigger hole in it. And it's even the smaller stuff that does a trickle and an impact just as big as the large purchases or the large sales. It has nothing to do with where you are. It's where you're putting those individual dollars that make up. But right. It's hard to get people to understand that, I think. I think that's where what does it matter if I just go around the corner to Walmart as opposed to a mom and pop shop? It really does.
And I think an additional issue too is that in most cases, when they do patronize the small business or the small Black-owned business, they are paying maybe an extra dollar or two. So they're looking at it like, well, why I have to pay extra? Why do I have to pay a little bit more?
Walking.
Right. So what do you think about that?
That's a really good point, and I've seen that many times as well. But we have to remember that when you're a small business, you don't have the same contracts and the same connects as like a Walmart.
Right.
You don't have those same manufacturing deals, so you have to price a little bit higher until you gain more demand and you can bring the price down, or until you're able to get those contracts, you're able to bring the price down.
Right.
But I remember speaking with a Black business owner in Atlanta who used to have a grocery store, and they were just talking about how it was so difficult to compete with other more established grocery stores because their prices are a little bit lower. But unless we support them, they're not going to get to the point where they can, compete with those prices. So it's like a 22, yeah.
And that's what I was trying to tell Melissa earlier today, that, how do we get people to get to that point of the buy-in where you care enough that you don't mind paying the extra $1 or $2, just because this is in my neighborhood, it's a local business, it's an extension of me. So how do we facilitate that way of thinking?
Well, one of the reasons why I really wanted to start the official Black Wall Street app was because I felt like one thing that would make a difference is if more consumers knew these business owners. So I grew up in Bedside, and a lot of the Black-owned businesses in my area, we all knew and loved the owners, and so that made it a little bit more personal for us, where it was like we're supporting family. So that's the way we saw it. So I think we just have to understand that, by supporting a Black business owner, we're also supporting ourselves and our neighborhoods and bringing more money back into our schools and so forth and so on. So with the official Black Wall Street app, we really wanted to make it so that people have a closer relationship with Black entrepreneurs and can reach out to them and message them back and forth. So I think that's
awesome.
One of the biggest things, just seeing it as a we thing, like you're supporting yourself, you're supporting your people.
And Black business owners too, to really be advocate of their product and their service, and just be more, I guess, personable. Try to build relationships with their customers, consumers, and I think that when people feel like they know you, like we said last week, that Cheers sitcom, everybody knows your name, so you're most likely to go there.
Right. Again, thank you everyone who's called in so far. The number is 646-200-4053. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to join in the conversation, if you have a question for Mandy, if you have a question for Rose and I, just remember you have to press 1 so we know to turn your mic or your phone on live. So yeah, thanks for everyone for calling and listening in thus far. Wait.
Commercial break.
Are you stressed out and feeling blue? Well, treat yourself. Go to Sweeter Hue, located at 1540 North Capitol Street Northwest in Suite 201 in Washington, D.C. Look for the pink.
Is different in cities when it comes to the expectations and support of Black businesses. I think what they're trying to say is in cities where, like D.C. or Atlanta, where it's like, it's that stereotype, it's that cliche, blacks go here to thrive. Do we find more support than Charlotte or Nashville, Tennessee, or whatnot? And I'm not quite sure what they mean as a support of a black business owner. Rose, maybe you can touch on what you've seen, because I know you came from Miami to Charlotte now. So have you seen a difference in supporting black business or expectation of black businesses? I'm trying to understand the question.
I think what they're trying to pose is maybe, like, let's say if I move to Atlanta as opposed to Wichita, will I have a better chance at and growing my black business, or does it not even matter? So I guess they want to see if it's really, like, if Atlanta really does support black businesses, or is it just cliche? I think that's what the question is. But that's a pretty good question, because
Right, but that goes into, that's why it's important to know and get excited about the history, because I'm pretty sure a city in Oklahoma back in those days was not the Mecca, was not the Atlanta, the New York, the this and that, but they still understood and they had that sense of community. So I don't think it has to do with if you're going to a city that's known for Black Mecca and let's go. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm a Southern girl anyway, so I'm always going to be rooting for the small town. But Mandy, what do you think?
You know, it's interesting. So we have reps in different cities around the country, and I'll speak to them about like what, you know, are people supporting black-owned businesses, because, you know, there's a huge buy in black movement all over the country. And there are some areas, for example, there's some areas where they're just like, yeah, I don't feel like, you know, people are that into the same buy in black movement. But I feel like places like Black Mecca, places like Atlanta and the DMV area, Oakland, those are commonly, even in our directory, those are the places where we have the most black-owned businesses. We even posted, I think Huffington Post posted like the 10 best areas for black-owned companies, and I'm pulling it up now. And there were a lot of places on here that were expected, like Memphis, DC, Miami area, Atlanta. So I would say that there are little pockets of areas where people might support black businesses more, but I think those are also areas where there are more black businesses to support.
right, because I don't think that it's a fair playing field to compare Atlanta to a city or a town in Wichita. I don't think that that's fair, because the numbers aren't the same.
Right. So don't have that, your listeners, if you're in a small town, don't make that a discouragement. It's just another task for you to build your foundation on.
And if it's a product that you're selling, going back to what we said earlier in the show, the World Wide Web, you can be anywhere and your business can thrive if you can ship it to your customers. So it really wouldn't even matter.
We're going to take one more question that's coming in before we go to commercial. Mandy, the question that's asked, I think it's touching base on what you said about banks aren't applying loans to small black businesses. Someone is asking, how is that possible?
Well, so the stat was that banks turning down more qualified black-owned businesses or black-owned entrepreneurs than any other group. So it's the same where you have, you know, someone apply for a loan and they get shut out of it, and you're just like, I don't understand why that's happening. Or, you know, it's the same situation where someone is applying for a job and they feel like they're qualified and they just get shut out of that loan. And even when the stat was also that even when black business owners get those loans, the interest rate is still much higher than white counterparts or any other type of business owner.
don't think it's we think this is how we feel. These are actual numbers. You're seeing us getting turned down for loans, and it doesn't make sense. And I've spoken to someone who said, "Can you help me rewrite my business plan in a way that the bank understands?" And I was confused at that because I'm like, banks understand business plans, but okay, or they were going for SBA loan or something. I'm not sure. And I'm looking over, and it was for a black hair care line, and it was like, well, they don't understand the dollars that are in the black hair care industry, and I'm like, but they don't have to understand why. They just need to know the factual numbers, but it's not that simple. You'll still get turned down just because.
And it's not only limited to loans. It's also when you put in bids, like if you want to win a contract with the city or your local county, and you put in bids. Most of the time, this is my personal opinion, based on experience, but most of the time they probably already have who they want to give the bid to. So it's not only limited to loans, but it's also in those type of scenarios as well.
So I wanted to make sure I got the percentage right. Sorry, real quick. So the piece was published on Washington Post, and the Federal Reserve found that minority business owners, when they, on average, their interest rates are 32% higher than white business owners, which is so crazy.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, when you hear something that across the line in black and white, it says a lot right there. 32% is ridiculous. That's especially when you turn those percents into dollars. That's ridiculous. So, and we are going to. Oh crap. Okay, we're gonna do this one last one, and then we're going to commercial for real. But again, it's
You're popular, Miss Mandy.
I know it's crazy. I love Twitter. So, Mandy, they're asking on. Someone says that they have an issue. Oh, Twitter now allows 280 characters, so that's why I'm trying to decipher all of this stuff.
Oh wow.
So they're saying that they have an issue where they were going to like a beloved restaurant. It's black owned, and then they find out it's truly not black owned. It's just a black chef there or a black face in front of it. So they're wondering how on your app, or do you have future plans for making sure they understand now, and understand that she just launched the app. So right now it's like, let's collect the black businesses. Do you have future plans of going back through and making sure that they truly are black owned?
Yeah, definitely. So we launched the web-based platform for it 2 years ago. And so before we, post any business or publish any business, it has to be approved by us. So we can't even determine who the owner is, and it doesn't get posted on our website or in our app. Because we've definitely run into that before. We've seen businesses where, and I'm always skeptical of businesses that do this. We've seen businesses where there's a black face in front of it, but that person is not the owner of it, or they're marketing towards black consumers, but it's not black owned. And so we're very careful about combing through our businesses to make sure that everything is black owned. And if we don't know, then we don't even touch it.
And that says something right there about the black dollar and the value. If people want to portray themselves as a black-owned business because they want those dollars, that should say the value of that dollar.
What's so crazy about that is I've met or spoken to black entrepreneurs who don't even want to say they're the owner of their business because they're afraid that other people, like white people, won't support them, won't patronize them. And it's so crazy how on the other side of that you have these businesses that are, advertising to black consumers, and even putting a black face, in front of their business to try and target us.
Right.
So it's just really interesting, the difference between those two.
Is someone doing that, not wanting to portray themselves as the owner, going back to what Rose and I was talking is an expectation automatically changed when you find out it's a black business? Is that why they're saying, oh, we don't like putting our face out there because, maybe the non-blacks won't come here because they have a different expectation?
Yes. So the people that I've spoken to said that they were afraid that other white people in their area wouldn't support their business. So they would even say that they're like a director at their company. And I'm like, you're the owner. Like that it takes so much to be a black business owner. You have to own up to that and be proud of it. And if someone doesn't want to support you because of the way that you look, then you shouldn't want their money anyway.
Right.
There we go.
Right.
I agree. Okay, well, thanks again. We're going to go to commercial. Anybody else that wants to join in the conversation, remember the number 646-200-4053. Press 1 to be part of the conversation, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Sweeter Hue.
All right.
Are you stressed out and feeling blue? Well, treat yourself. Go to Sweeter Hue, located at 1540 North Capitol Street Northwest in Suite 201 in Washington, D.C. Look for the pink door. Sweeter Hue.
All right. This is forever.
Planning a wedding can be so exciting yet so overwhelming. That's why the event experts at Bell Events International can help guide you along the way. Visit them for a free consultation. Eventswithbell.com. Eventswithbell.com. Your events should be stress-free. Let them help. Welcome to another episode of Trim Chix Radio, where we trim the junk but keep the real. We are your hosts, Miss Melissa and Rose, and we will be live with you for the next hour. Join the conversation. Dial 646-200-4053 and press the number 1. You can also join us on Facebook and YouTube Live and weigh in the comment section. Welcome to another episode of Trim Chix Radio, where we trim the junk but keep the real. We are your hosts, Miss Melissa and Rose, and we will be live with you for the next hour. Join the conversation. Dial 646-200-4053 and press the number 1. You can also join us on Facebook and YouTube Live and weigh in the comment section. Welcome to another episode of Trim Chix Radio, where we trim the junk but keep the real. We are your hosts, Miss Melissa and Rose, and we will be live with you for the next hour. Join the conversation. Dial 646-200-4053 and press the number 1. You can also join us on Facebook.
Unmuted.
Okay, guys, we're back. Thanks again for joining us. The number again is 646-200-4053. If you want to join in the conversation, remember to press 1. Miss Rose, are you there?
I'm here. And so we'll...
Okay, and we're still here with Mandy. Mandy?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so in this section...
In
Sorry. Sorry, Melissa.
With Mandy Bowman, who is with the official Black Wall Street new app that just launched that's promoting Black businesses. Mandy, once again, could you tell them how they can reach out, be a part of the app, and all that information?
Yeah, so you can download the app on Android and Apple devices. You have to just type in Official Black Wall Street or OBWS. You can follow us, Official Black Wall Street, on Instagram, or send us an email to info@officialblackwallstreet.com if you have any comments or questions.
That is awesome.
Awesome.
Rose?
So in this segment, we do the rant or rave, which is the Kanye rant, which is just something that's just get under your skin so bad, or the Cardi hype. You know how like when she gets so hype and she's so excited about the different things that's happening in her life. So today I have a Cardi hype moment. So last night, Miss Vi Lyles became the first female African-American mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. Can you guys believe that? I'm just like so hype about this. You just don't understand. It's like black girl magic. Woo! I'm excited because, you know, the history here in Charlotte and, you know, race relations just not at the best, but I feel like it's a progression towards better days. So I was really hype and excited about it, and I don't know, I'm just happy. I'm happy. And she made history. First black female mayor of Charlotte. Can you guys believe that? I don't know. I'm just over the moon about that.
It's crazy because Virginia and New Jersey, they just went blue.
Yep.
They just elected. Their officials were mostly Democrats as well now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of a reflection of people are kind of tired of the extreme craziness that's going on.
Right.
I don't think anything new is happening with these I don't even know what to call it, rallies that are happening, like one at Virginia University. Rose and I were disappointed to hear that they just had a rally at University of Florida that was like this stop the white genocide or whatever they were talking about. We're like, what is going on, UF?
But I was not completely all the way disappointed because they shut him down. So, you know, I think that was a plus too.
Yeah. Which is right.
They just, you know, they could not have him on, but they shut him down. Like, okay, you won. You won the court decision. You could come speak, but we're about to shut this all down.
Right. But the situation of people feeling this way isn't new. There's a new boldness where people are speaking up and saying, actually, we aren't caring about Black Lives Matter. And actually, I mean, people are getting bold and saying crazy things. So seeing how some of the elections are going in local states and cities and stuff like that is kind of showing that that's getting old as well. Because I thought upcoming elections we have in other areas, and of course our big ones that we have coming in 2018, 2020. So that helped a little, but yeah, I was excited I was excited, but I was more like shocked.
Yeah.
Mandy, where are you at? What state are you located at?
I'm in New York.
Okay, so you're like me. You're looking at these other states like, what's up? And me and Rose, in case you didn't know, Mandy, we're originally from Florida, so we're used to being like under God. So like, what just happened and what not.
Yeah.
But either way, so we're kind of feeling a little bit more hopeful lately. That's the only way to call it. So that's a good one. Mandy, do you know anything that's going on? I'm not putting you on the spot, so if you don't know anything, it's okay. Do you know anything
Or if she doesn't, because we did say we would try to stay away from politics, but I don't know. I was just too hyped about this, so if you don't want to talk about politics, that's fine. But I had to highlight this.
Rose was texting me last night, like, Black Girl Magic happening in the I'm like, where are you at? She was having a party in her living room. So anything that's going on that either has you frustrated, you want to vent about, or either that you're excited that's happening, you can talk about it, or either you can just fine.
Let me think. Well, the holiday season is coming up, so I'm excited. I feel like every single year, the whole Buying Black movement, it gets bigger and bigger, especially around the holidays. So I guess I'm excited to see how big it becomes this year. I've noticed that even white-owned magazines are doing like black-owned listicles, which is different. So I'm excited to see, how we blow it out of the park this year when it comes to buying Black and holding our dollars only for Black entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
I love it, and actually there is something that me and Rose have a huge debate on that we're not going to get too involved in because it's not for a few minutes. But it is funny because one of her Instagram posts caused a whole other argument. It said, don't boycott Black Friday, but it says support Black businesses. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
I love Black Friday. I'm not gonna lie. I'm out there shopping. I'm out there at midnight. Rose hates me for it. She's like, I hope you look Black Friday. What's going on? You have a different concept of instead of boycotting it, stop Black. Which that's genius. But can you kind of elaborate? Like, how do you do that on Black Friday? I want to be in Dillard's. I want to be at Macy's, but you stop.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it. So every year we have different, like a Black-owned gift guide of different Black-owned products that you can buy for him, for her, for your kids, games, things of that nature. That we roll out every single Friday on our platform. So I think it's completely possible. There's so many Black-owned, goods, and they also have sales on Black Friday, of course, and Cyber Monday. So I think it's also, I'm not even a Black Friday person because I hate being in crowds. I'm more of a Cyber Monday person.
Thank you.
And they all have those same deals. So I think it's more than possible. It just takes research.
Yeah. And not standing in the lines overnight, Melissa, at midnight. Oh.
I couldn't do it.
Me either.
We actually have a tradition. We're in our PJs at midnight at the outlet.
Oh gosh.
It's great. Don't entertain our pajamas all day. It's great. But what's funny is, as y'all know, Rose is based in Charlotte. I'm in DC. We have the Grand for Small Business Saturday, which is always something I've loved. Me and my mom used to go out and find a small business, and we make sure we shop there on that Saturday. We're actually doing a pop-up shop at Sweeter Hue Bakery where we're bringing a lot of small businesses that may not have a brick and mortar into the shop so people can touch and feel their products and all this other stuff. And on accident, it appears that they're all Black-owned. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
It's going to come up to DC. Anybody in the DC area, if you want to shop small business, and if you want to shop Black businesses, we will be open that day. That's my shameless plug. And we're trying
And you know that's the only way Melissa would have been able to. That's the only way Melissa would have been able to get me on this bandwagon. Is to do something like this where it's getting different businesses, small business, black owned. Yeah.
She's coming up on Friday. That's where we're going to be at on Friday.
No, we are not. Trust and believe. I'll be right in a warm bed.
The battle has started. We're ready. So either way. But anyway, that's what we have for us today. If anyone wants to re-listen to all this great information that we talked about today, we'll have edited parts of the videos up on our Facebook, our website, thetrimchix.com, as well as our YouTube channel. Again, thank you for following, supporting, and calling in. And we look forward to next week. And Mandy, again, thank you so much. And we can't wait to follow the success of the official Black Wall Street.
Thank y'all for having me on. It was so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining in Trim Chix Radio, part of Blog Talk Radio. We will see you next Wednesday. Bye.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Canada. Line 'em up. Swear the sun shining on me, get my heart up, no matter that trouble surrounding us. They don't see that it's a lot of us. Everybody moving